Welcome to Monday Night TPK. Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. My name is Kyle, and you're listening to a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Real Play podcast. Surrounding me on the virtual Roll20 tabletop tonight are three, well, sort of three, kind of two, I guess, but also sort of a third. Two player characters and one ghosty NPC, I suppose. Matt and Sam, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing.
You're doing. Are you looking forward to potentially ending this adventure?
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens.
That's very diplomatic of you.
Thank you.
Ryan, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm fine. My adventure is over.
Yeah, you get to sit back, relax, and watch this shit show unfold.
Yep. I got a snack. I got my drink. I'm good.
All right. So no more icebreakers here, I think. Sam, you want to tell us what the heck happened on the last episode?
Sure. In episode 88, we started off with the Nothics rattling their chains at Brielle. She couldn't hear them from the ethereal plane, but it looked like they were pleading with her. Brielle popped back into the material plane and was bombarded by the sound in the room. Brielle moved toward the altar and began reaching for the bag and realized it was made from humanoid flesh. Brielle began to attempt to pick the lock on one of the Nothic's chains. She was successful. Go to the other room. Acererak started his turn in the lava and then escaped from it. Rixer went down. Iku tried to bite Acerak's face off. Acererak cast Fireball. Switched to the other room. The Nothic wanted Brielle to unlock all of his friends. Brielle ran back through the portal and shot some arrows at Acererak. We were all in the same room again. Acererak cast Fireball at Ravain, followed up by Disintegration, and Ravain turned to dust. Aridel hurled a fire sphere at Acererak. Ravain is dead. Rixer was dying. Brielle took shots at Acererak. Acererak made Iku disappear. Acererak walked up to Aridel. Aridel tried to whack Acererak and ran away. Acererak sent a fireball chasing after her. Rixer died. Brielle ran across platforms to run to Rixer and scooped up his axe. Aridel rammed fire up Acerek's butt. Acererak cast Fireball. Oh, no. Brielle ran up with a battle axe to attack Acererak. Acererak threw his annihilation sphere at Aridel, and she ducked out of the way. What does this room need? According to Acererak, more Fireball. Brielle was bringing down that axe, and Acererak faded away. Brielle and Aridel make sense of what to do next. Brielle and Aridel went to the balcony at the southern end of the room, and they walked through the portal. The end.
All right, very good. Brielle has been through this portal before. Obviously, though, this is the first time for Aridel. Once again, you find yourselves in some sort of underground chapel with black basalt pillars and polished obsidian altar. There is still a leather bag the size and shape of a human body sitting on top of the altar. There are a total of 8 pale purplish skinned creatures around the room, one of whom is no longer bound, but the rest of them are. And when you walk in, you see the one that was cut free attempting to free one of the shackled creatures. They all kind of freeze and stop and look at you in silence as you guys step forward.
Oh my.
Welcome.
Okay.
Okay. What did the hag tell us about escaping this place?
I just looked it up. She said that it darn it, I just lost it. There's only one way out, an ebon pool with bones pointing the way. And this room is like lots of dark blackness.
All right. I'm gonna free all these guys just because I'm a nice person.
You can definitely go around from monster to monster. Are you
What?
going to try to do a? Are you going to try to do a lockpick for each of them, or just smash their chains?
It wasn't a hard lock, right?
I don't think it's a very high number, but
Could
you
you
had
just
to,
like a base,
it's
just
a DC.
unlock them all, so we can just fast forward through me unlocking them all.
I can help
Yeah,
you.
I mean, definitely if you have Airedale helping you, it's a DC 13. Once you've got 2 or 3 of them done, you're gonna figure out that they're all pretty similar with the same, probably have the same key, so you're gonna have advantage on all of them after that.
Okay.
So yeah, you take 15 minutes. You can definitely get the remaining 7
I
unlocked.
didn't want to waste everybody's time rolling 7 plus
Yeah.
time.
I wasn't
But
gonna make you. I was gonna figure out a way to do this anyway. But yeah, that works.
Okay. Yeah, so she'll spend the allotted amount of time to just go around and unlock all of their chains.
As you're doing so, Brielle, you can hear them. They're jabbering at you in a language you can't understand. However, Airedale definitely does understand what they're saying.
Yeah, I want to know what they're saying.
Just at a base level, it's kind of generic. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've been here for so long. My wrists are so sore. I thought we were going to die down here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That kind of thing.
Okay. I'll just nod my head because I don't think I can talk back to them in their language.
That's a great question, Sam.
I don't think stuff on them in our journal either.
Is she under the effect of tongues?
Nope, it's comprehend language.
Mm-hmm.
Then no.
Yeah.
Tongues is, yeah.
Helm of comprehend language, I should say. I don't have that spell readily, or that item readily available.
Just that I understand it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I speak
You
it
can't
back.
speak it back.
But you can definitely basic nodding your head. They also seem to understand you.
Oh.
They just don't seem to be able to speak common.
Then I say that you're welcome. I'm sorry you've been trapped down here for so long. What do you know of this place?
They kind of look at
Ask
each
them
other
why
a
they're
little
down.
bit.
What was that?
So if you ask them just what they know of this place, and they're gonna be able to hear Brielle, they kind of look at each other, and then one of them, the first one that Brielle freed, will step forward and say to you that, again, undercommon, only Airedale can understand it. I don't know why we're here. Just I feel like I haven't always lived here, but I feel like I've been here a very long time.
And I will reiterate that in common to Brielle.
Oh, they don't know anything. Poopies.
They can understand you.
They kind of glare.
She shrugs. After I get done unlocking the last one, I'm going to approach the body-shaped figure on the pedestal.
Sure. Yep. There
Is
is
that
definitely.
What is this back here?
So you might recall there is So beyond the altar, a heavy black drape hangs from an archway. It is, once again, a thick, heavy curtain hanging across an archway.
Mm-hmm.
I will look around, and I will look at the Nothic. Do you know what's behind the curtain?
You're not serious, are you?
The Nothic, once again, they kind of all look at each other, and the one that's been speaking, there are many things behind there. It depends on what you seek.
There are many things beyond there. It depends on what we seek.
I seek an exit?
Yeah.
So if I seek an exit, is there an exit?
There is absolutely an exit beyond this curtain. Just mind the bones.
I point. These bones.
What? Where are you pointing?
At the altar. It's like,
They give you a confused look and shake their head no.
Oh.
what is this then?
It was going to be a sacrifice.
What? I pull it off?
You have
The
to pull it open.
Pull open or whatever I got to do to open this.
It is. I mean, it's stitched shut, like with hand and very like by hand, like very thick, sinewy leather cord. Yeah, you can cut it open. Laying there, you see it's a humanoid figure, that you guys have never seen before. However, it's been described to you. I'm going to show you a picture of this individual.
Hi, artist.
It's got dragon-like features,
Oh.
a long green snoot, kind of comes to a point at the top of the skull. He's wearing a brown cloak with a white fur collar around it. He's wearing dark brown kind of leather armor with accents of gold at the throat and the wrist and the belt. And he is laying there motionless with his eyes closed.
Is he alive?
Give me a medicine check.
Medicine check. Do you have medicine?
No, I do not.
Well, that's not bad. I don't have medicine, but you have a +3 in wisdom, so 16.
With the 16, you can kind of put your hand over his chest and listen in his mouth, and you can tell that there's a heartbeat. He's breathing, but he's deeply unconscious.
He's alive.
Oh.
I'm going to tear all of this stuff away.
Sure, you can easily tear and cut the bag away, and he lays there motionless on the altar.
Does he look super? Well, you know what? I have a 23 strength. I'm gonna pick him up and sling him over my shoulder.
Oh, if you would like, I could potentially help him.
I don't know what's wrong with him, and we just went through a pretty rigorous battle.
We did.
So
I'm quite tired.
Yeah, you may want
Sam.
to say that.
Sam, give me a knowledge arcana, since I know you're trained.
Okay. 19.
So, especially once Brielle lifts him up, you can definitely ascertain this is some sort of magic-induced slumber, and you're pretty sure that splashing him with holy water would wake him up.
Oh.
Do you
Sure.
have any of that?
Sure. You know who had holy water? Gilly. I do believe some holy water would wake him.
Why?
The slumber that he's under, it would wake him up.
It's magical.
Yeah.
Would dispel magic work? Do you have that?
I mean, I do.
Will it work? Because if I don't have to carry him through whatever the hell's over there, that'd be great.
Is that something my role could have ascertained?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's just say yes. A dispel magic would also probably wake, or at least get rid of the magic, and then he could be woken up normally.
Okay. Yes, I have dispel magic. I could make that work if you don't have holy water.
I don't. And if I did, it's probably back on Born
Ah, yes.
or somebody else that was in our party that has now been turned to dust had it. Since I've now seen it happen twice.
Okay.
But I personally do not have any on my person.
Okay. I will cast dispel magic.
Yeah, he wakes up. Well, you get the sense the spell is broken. He isn't awake exactly yet.
And I'll give him a little tap on the cheek.
His eyes open, and then he is kind of instantly just like on alert. He tries to get away from Brielle, who seems to be carrying him still.
Whoa, friend. Whoa. We're here to help. We've freed you from the flesh sack.
You guys smell brimstone very strongly, with just a hint of violets.
Oh.
As he kind of like backs away from you, and ends up with his back against where the stone curves towards the curtain.
I don't know how you got here, but we're going to try to get you out. There's apparently an exit on the other side of those drapes.
But we have to mind the bones.
The smell of brimstone gets more intense, but you're also getting bits of honeysuckle mixed in. And he's looking all over the room. You can also see his hands are going to his belt as if he's searching himself for weapons, and doesn't seem to be very happy that he's not finding anything. There's definitely a smell of ham that's also starting to get mixed into things.
Can I insight him?
Sure.
Because he's not saying anything, so I'd like to gauge his reaction. Like, what's he thinking? He's, oh, never mind, because that was a natural one. I got nothing. I don't know.
You're getting very worried that it smells like brimstone in here. Like maybe something bad is going to happen.
Brielle's going to walk around the altar and just open the tarp and look at him and go, I'm leaving. If you want to come, come. If you don't, stay here with a Nothic. And then I'll fling it open.
I'm coming.
All right. Let me
try to save somebody. Ungrateful motherfucker.
You guys see a long hallway. Behind the curtain is a 10-foot wide, 45-foot long hallway set with 4 decorative archways that have blank walls within them. 3 paths marked out in red, gold, and purple. Red, gold, and purple tile snake along the floor, each leading to one of 3 archways. A charred skeleton on the floor points to the fourth archway, which has no path at all leading to it. A single torch burns in a wall sconce at the far end of the hall. Mounted below it is a bronze plaque that bears a warning in common. Behold the fate of those who defy me.
Good luck, guys.
Okay.
Okay, what did the hag say?
So it's an ebon pool, and the bones point the way.
Well, there's a bone,
Right, pointing.
a skeleton pointing to one of the doors.
Right.
Where I already opened the ebon pool. It was literally a black tarp.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's only one way out, an ebon pool with bones pointing the way. It looks pretty clear where the bones are pointing to.
Yeah.
The fourth unmarked passage archway. And she was in zone of truth, so it's like
Yeah, she didn't lie.
you can't lie.
But she didn't have to tell us the whole truth. She could have left things out. She just can't lie.
But the Nothic said mind the bones.
I mean, technically, death is a way out.
Oh, Sam, the Aijin in your head is telling you, oh my goodness, purple is my favorite color. We have to take the purple trail. I bet we can hop and skip the whole way across. It's gonna be great. Let's just go hippity hoppity.
Oh no, Jin's telling me to take the purple path.
It is the best color.
Because
Nothing bad happens in purple.
Nothing bad happens with purple. It's the best color, he says.
But the zone of truth hag said to go where the bones are pointing.
I agree. We can I'm going to skip on the purple path until we get to the bone archway. So we can meet a common ground.
Okay.
I don't know. It's fine.
Well, you do that, see what happens.
Oh, you want me to go?
You said you wanted to.
I hop on the first square of the purple path.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Keep following the purple path.
Aijin is saying this is so much fun. Purple is so great. This is the best fun ever. Oh, it's purple and we're hopping and this is just good.
And then I hop. If I don't see you, it was nice to see you. I look back at Brielle and I jump through the portal.
Well, there's no portal there, so it's just a blank wall.
Oh, I look
at the wall. Yeah, I was like,
that's
doing?
anticlimactic.
What are you doing?
I stare at
Oh no.
So Aradale, you have followed the purple trail and you now stand in front of a blank wall outlined with a stone archway.
Mm-hmm.
You are probably standing in such a way as to straddle the arm bones of a body that is pointing towards this blank walled over archway.
Yes.
What you doing about this?
There's just a stone archway here. Can I look? Is there any place for a keyhole or?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Sure. Investigation. No, get in your home. Okay. 14.
14 is exactly what you need to see that even though it looks at first glance like a solid wall, there's definitely a faint outline of what could be a door kind of breaking up parts of the stone wall.
Okay. It looks as though there might be a door here. Am I just the guinea pig at this point?
Don't touch it.
I'm not touching it.
Because I just had a thought.
Sure.
What if the bones aren't pointing to that hole in the wall, but pointing to the purple trail?
Oh. I look down at the skeleton hand underneath between my legs. Is it pointing to the door or to the purple path?
Well, I'm going to have to move your icon here for a second, Sam.
Yeah.
Me zooming in on it, it looks as if the hand stretches past the trail itself. The trail goes under like the wrist and bones of the forearm.
But these pictures have been inaccurate before.
I'm telling you what you see.
I don't care what that says. I care what the book says.
Well, the book doesn't go into that kind of minutia on this particular question, so I'm going to base what I know about the answer and what I'm seeing on the screen to give you what you see.
But it's pointing right here.
Yeah, I can see between your legs. You don't have to keep moving. I don't know. You said it looks like a door. How do you open the door? Is there a keyhole? Is there a handle?
Does it look like there's a keyhole or a handle?
You don't see a keyhole or a handle.
Well, I imagine I might just push.
Okay.
Oh, God.
How many times have I risked my life?
That's fine. I start to push on where the door would be.
The wall actually begins to swing inward, and you actually notice that there is a bit of a open space beyond. Let me just try to reveal a little bit here. But just as the door begins to push open, you see a flash of magic that you did not previously roll high enough to see the first time. And some magical symbols, magical glyphs, I should say, flash. And you need to give me a dexterity save, Sam.
Sure. Oh.
Oh, no.
9.
Well, give me a second here. I gotta roll some dice.
Sure.
You take 22 points of cold damage as a spell that you know as Glyph of Warning triggers and goes off. And two things happen. The door swings wide, and you're definitely going to get a good view of a pool of jet black ooze glistens inside the silent chamber, whose walls are decorated with relief carvings depicting black stars. And just as soon as you see that, a wall of fire springs up at the south end of the hallway, basically erupting to life right in front of Brielle's face.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
Separating her essentially from, you. Okay. Roll initiative.
Oh.
Whenever you get a chance, Sam.
This is where I die. I got a 12.
All right. Matt, why don't you roll initiative also?
I did.
Okay.
Mine's not much better. Mine's a 13.
All right. I got to roll initiative for Dragon Bait. Wow. So it's gonna go. So Aradale, you got a higher number than Brielle, right?
I got a 12. What did you get? Sorry.
I got 13.
Oh, I got that backwards. Cool. So the trap goes off. You take some cold damage, and just as that happens, this wall of fire burns to life right in front of Brielle. And as you're standing there, you got an action, or essentially a turn's worth of something to do. Sam, what do you do? Or sorry, Brielle's next actually. So what's he doing, Brielle?
I am looking up something real quick. I am only sitting on 2 spell slots. So, because I am who I am, with my action, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Uh-huh.
We're going to do that. I get 3 spell slots, one of them being a level 3. We're going to use my last level 3 spell slot and cure myself. That's not bad. I don't know if I can make this. All right. Brielle looks at that wall of fire, and she jumps through it.
Oh.
That's a lot of fire damage.
It is a lot of fire damage. Why do you think I healed myself with my only level 3 spell slot? Which I need to subtract. I look at all of them as I go to leap through, and I just go, balls deep, friends. And I jump through. You said 22? 20 even. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew, that hurt. But I'm still alive. Just barely. 28 hit points left.
Aridel like looks at Brielle jumping through the fire and goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm patting off my clothes. I thought you were in danger.
I don't know yet.
And I figured, get the ass out of here.
Well, get away from the fire.
What do you think I'm doing? As I jump through, I'm going to run up to Aridel, following the trail, the purple trail.
There's a pool in here. And get in there.
I still have 10 feet of movement, so
Yep.
I will walk past her and get into this room. We'll just run in there, still patting myself off. Hot. Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, so Brielle has burst through the fire, sprinted across the purple path, and skidded into the secret room. Aradale, other than be amazed at Brielle's bravery, what are you gonna do?
Sure. Is the wall of fire moving at all?
Well, it started its turn by appearing.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna jet in here, and then I'm going to use a bonus action to use my Balm of the Summer Court on Brielle. 2, 3, 4.
She looks like crap. She is so beat up. She's singed now. Her beautiful long throw is just all like
There are chunks missing.
frayed, and oh man, it looks horrible.
So 15 points of healing to you,
15.
plus 4 temporary points. And then I'm going to use my action to also heal myself. We'll do, oh gosh, we'll do a second level Cure Wounds.
I've taken so much damage. I have to erase my damage to put new damage.
Oh gosh.
It's always a good time.
I wish I would have rolled better on that, but here we are. And then I'll kind of peer into this black ooze well pool.
Sure. It is a black ooze. You can definitely, as you get closer to it, feel that there is like a coldness to it. Not like it's hurting you. There's no like damaging aura, but there's definitely like a chill coming off of it.
Brielle, do you think this is the Ebon pool?
I mean, I thought the ebon curtain back there was the pool, but maybe this is the pool.
Perhaps.
Maybe she meant literal pool,
Right, not figurative.
not a figurative pool.
Right.
There's nothing left to do but go balls deep.
Yeah. Except I'm out of actions, so I'll think about it for a minute.
You have movement left? You don't need an action.
I can
movement to just get in there. I would go in there if I had enough movement.
Well,
I would have ran in and dived.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess I'm gonna gingerly sit on the well,
She dips a toe in.
staring at Brielle the whole time. Dip my feet in
Suck it up, Buttercup. Let's go.
and jump in.
Huh.
Huh.
Well, does anything bad happen when I put my feet into it?
Oh, give me a second, Sam. Sorry. I gotta.
Because that might affect my choices.
He's reading.
I mean, I've read this numerous times, but I didn't think you would just jump in.
10 gallons of black pudding.
I mean, if I die, I die. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
You find that you sink into this pool about up to your waist, actually.
Okay.
It's just deceptively deep, but eventually your feet hit something that's solid enough to stand on anyway. It is extremely cold and very, very viscous, very, very thick.
Oh, gross.
You feel it sinking and seeping into every crevices, it's weighing down your pants as it's filling your pockets. It is just incredibly dense. And that's the end of your turn.
Yep. This is unpleasant. This is not a portal. And she looks down at her lower half.
All right. Brielle, you would be aware, because you're right by the door here, of a sort of a whooshing sound that came from the hallway. And that's going to be all that you would be able to experience. And it's Brielle's turn now. We're still in initiative for technical reasons.
I hear a whooshing sound. I'm
Sure.
gonna look, like, gingerly look out into the hallway to see if somebody else had the balls to jump through the fire.
Actually, you look back and you see the wall of fire is gone, and you see Dragonbait standing there behind it, really, really confused. In fact, you can set like smell like very, very strong ham.
I look back at Aradel. I don't like that guy.
I don't like this goo.
I'm gonna step over towards this goo she's fucking with in a investigation check.
Sure.
Look for maybe some arcane runes or some words somewhere. Oh, that's not horrible. Investigation is a +6, so 11 + 6 is 17.
So you don't find any runes, you don't find any like symbols or hidden messages or words. You can tell that. I guess what you really take away from this is a couple things. First, you get a really good look at what this substance appears to be, or at least you get a sense of it. You know, you can tell that It's not freezing to death cold, but it's still extremely, like, still very, very cold. It's very, very thick. It's a very, very dark black. Now, not the same kind of like Vanta black as your dodecahedron, which is not connected to this in any way. But I am going to let you give me a history check with advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about.
Okay. I'll take that higher result. You said history. Not trained in that, but that's still a 16.
That's good enough. I was looking for a 12. You remember finding a small ball-bearing sized black ball elsewhere in the dungeon that was the same color as this and also very cold. It was also slightly sticky, which this isn't exactly sticky, but it does seem unpleasant. But it's definitely the same shade and the same, like, just coldness that you feel a connect. There's probably a connection between the two.
You just see like Brielle's face, just the memory wafts in, and she has a moment of recollection. And she just whips her pack off, flings it open, reaches in, and you just see a bunch of shuffling around.
Okay.
And then she pulls out a marble.
Oh, I thought it was going to be pants. Okay.
Sam, you can have advantage for that. Or, not inspiration.
Yes.
Inspiration.
I touched the marble to the goo.
No, why don't you get in first? Get in.
Okay, move over.
And she like, come.
Brielle pulls up her pants.
It's like waist deep, belly, almost to your belly button.
You may just want to take this off, if I'm completely honest.
Brielle has no shame. She takes off her pants.
I think mine are around my ankles about now.
By now, we're going to come up with initiative. Dragonbait has wandered down the hallway and has joined you and is watching you take your pants off and splash around in this pool.
Oh.
As they turn around, I go,
You smell brimstone mixed with honeysuckle.
Horny? I don't know. I mean, was I touch the marble to the...
So you touch the marble to the ooze.
I will extend my hand to him too.
As soon as you put your hand in there with the marble, you feel the marble just vanish and kind of become one with this substance. It just kind of dissolves into this. And for a heartbeat, there's nothing. And then you feel this like low, like vibrating tremor feeling underneath of your feet.
Oh, no.
And you guys are actually going to be kind of like unceremoniously pushed to the sides out of the pool as a black obelisk slowly begins to coalesce and form and rise out of the center of this pool, until before you stands a 4-foot tall black obelisk. It's a miniature version of the obelisk that stood outside the tomb entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you, as soon as you're out of this pool, all of the black goo that you're sure should be filled like in your pockets is just gone.
Oh.
Brielle's no pockets. She's not wearing pants.
Oh.
Well, any other, like in your socks or whatever crevice you may have.
Brielle looks at all the goo gone, and she begins to slowly put her pants back on.
Yeah.
One leg at a time.
You smell a little bit of roses.
He's blushing.
Oh. Okay.
I touch it.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Your hand gets close, and the surface of it ripples as your hand is just like millimeters away. Do you want to fully commit to the touch?
I mean, I have to if my spirit's still in me, because I have to be like super brave or something. What is it?
I am fearless. And
I am
not
fearless,
afraid.
and yeah, I am fearless and not afraid to take great risks.
Okay.
So
your hand goes through it.
she will touch it.
Your hand just penetrates the surface as if it's a thick ooze, but it definitely pushes through easily.
I look at Aerodel, and then I walk into it.
All right, you vanish. What's Airedale doing?
All right, Brielle, and I walk through it. Oh, I invite the man to come with us, and I walk through it.
He you don't, I guess you wouldn't see it, but he definitely walks in behind you. And I think the first thing that you experience that you're not expecting is the bright sunlight. You haven't seen the sun for several days. If you guys want to scroll down to the center-ish middle of the map, you're going to find that you have reappeared outside of the tomb. You have reappeared standing beside the obelisk that you first saw when you first entered the area.
Oh,
The sun is shining. You can hear sounds of jungle creatures all around you. What are you doing now?
I pet the grass.
It is grassy and green.
I roll in it.
Brielle's hair, it's had that like wintry white gray tint to it, begins to turn into like a spring green.
Oh.
And then Fireball. Dex saves everybody.
Ah, damn it.
Ryan's got it.
And she just begins looking around at the sky. And then it slowly begins turning to white.
You see a pterodactyl fly past.
Tears start strolling down her face.
Ah, we did it. We did it. She screams from the grass. Ah!
Not all of us did.
That's true. Very true.
So Brielle and Airedale have made their way out of the dungeon with a new friend, Dragonbait, who they have heard about before but don't really know. Only one person has met Dragonbait before now, and he's not around to tell tales. Airedale and Brielle would know that at this point, getting back to Port Nyanzaru is what's going to be their only option. They know that they are a couple weeks deep into the jungle, and that even though they've survived the trials beneath their feet, there's still a long journey ahead of them. Being the forest ranger that Brielle is, and the experienced wanderer that Arendelle has become, they're definitely able to leave this forgotten city of Omu and begin to pick their way north. It doesn't take long before the two of them see landmarks and sites that they remembered on their way south, and they work their way towards the river, which they would know empties into the port Nyanzaru itself. A day into their trip northward, as they camp for the night to take refuge from the dangers of the jungle, a large flying shape goes above their head. Brielle is currently awake and alert. And she recognizes the shape. And after a few moments, a coatl takes form and lands in the foliage of the jungle. And she recognizes Iku. Iku still, of course, seems to be under a curse and has taken the form of some sort of goat person. But she wields a staff of striking in her hand, and she looks distraught and a mess. But as soon as her eyes hit Brielle, and as soon as her eyes hit Airedale, they are full of tears. Oh, my friends, you made it out of the tomb as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And she literally falls to the ground sobbing. Unbelievable. She cannot believe finding you still alive and well.
Brielle doesn't even say anything. She just runs up and hugs her.
And the two of you can definitely embrace as old friends.
Group hug.
And Airedale as well, if she's so inclined.
Yes.
And then Iku will begin to tell you a very convoluted story that seems very much in the way of technicalities and minor plot trickery. But she will tell you that the Lich, Acererak, banished her. And while she was familiar with the spell Banish, she did not expect to appear in a room full of bodies with a enormous demon's head grinning at her to one side. She'll tell you that after a while, she discovered that inside of the face of this demon's head, inside of its nostrils, each nostril hid a lever. Eventually, she pulled a lever in a nostril, and a great sucking force came from the mouth, and many bodies were pulled into it and probably destroyed. But her ability to fly kept her ahead of the face's great destructive force. After a while later, the force subsided, and she pulled the other nostril's lever, which turned the mouth into a portal. And when she went through the portal, she found herself at the first level of the tomb, standing in front of a similar-faced carving of a demon's head. And from there, she had to... and from there, she was able to fly down the main spiral staircase, fly through the hole in the floor between the cogs, shimmy her way between them as they did not fit together, re-pull the levers to open the great green door, and then follow the teleportation path. She spoke to some Nothics along the way that led her towards an Ebon pool, which had a obelisk towering out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, she was able to leave the tomb.
She had to work her way days back down just to realize we were already freaking gone.
Yep, she'll tell you that she saw, phylacteries floating in the lava, that those parts of broken soulmonger were still sitting around and burning in places. It was much as you had left it, just a couple days later. And from there, she began to fly north towards Port Nyanzaru, hoping that maybe somehow she would find you as she tried to return back. And with Iku at your side, the three of you, Brielle, Airedale, and of course Dragonbait with Iku now, you managed to find your way north. You managed to find the river and traverse the river. Slowly, you begin to meet more people. You meet other adventurers who have been sent to destroy the soulmonger. And I'm sure you can tell them, nah, bro, we got this. Go home. Some of them believe you. Some of them don't.
What year is it?
But at least one other team of adventurers was also sent by Syndra Sylvain, a name you may remember from in the real world a couple years ago almost. But almost a month ago at this point to your characters. Actually, by the way, by the time you're heading back, it would be over a month ago. And you're able to find your way back to Port 9 Zaru. You arrive on the day of the dinosaur races, and you can hear the great beasts thundering through the city, and there are people cheering, more people than you've seen for the longest time. Great big crowds. You make your way to where the merchants live, and you make your way to where you last saw Syndra, in the home of one of the 7 merchants who rule the city. She is much healthier than when you last saw her. When you last saw her, she was gaunt and thin, and her flesh was rotting and peeling. She wore scarves and long gloves to hide her, hide her problems. There's probably a better word, but I'm blanking on it.
Disfigurements?
Disfigurement. There it is. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But now she is dressed appropriate for the weather in a short dress, sleeveless, enjoying the sun, taking it in, feeling radiant. This mage of great power tells you that she literally holds her life like to you, that you have done something that has saved her life and the lives of untold numbers all across at least what is it? Faerun is the name of this area?
Yeah, the world? It's Faerun, I
Well,
think?
at least the whole world. Ryan probably knows it, but he's not listening.
Toro.
There it is. Thank you, Ryan.
Faerun is one of the continents, I think.
And from there, she says that she will make do on her promise, that she promised anything. Oh, Matt?
As she's starting to say things, Brielle just walks up to her and punches her in the face.
Oh,
And as she's laying on her, I will cast thaumaturgy on myself and say, I lost everyone because of this. You better be happy. And then she turns around and she just starts to walk away.
Syndra definitely wasn't expecting that, and there are guards because she's in the palace of one of the merchants, and they start to close in, but she holds a hand up, and they stop. And as Brielle walks away, she will say again that I recognize that you lost friends, but your friend's sacrifice let many more live. Countless others will now live, and their souls will not be doomed because of your actions.
She turns around and she goes, you only cared about yourself.
She doesn't respond to that.
Your disfigurements are gone. You were only trying to save your own ass.
She's not going to argue. She will just say that if in time you wish your reward, see me. I am good for my promises.
What were we rewarding? What was it? What was the reward supposed to be?
Money and magical items from her vault. Because the point was that she was like an adventurer who had been around forever.
That's right.
And is a super powerful like wizard and has just
I remember
tons and
she was
tons
a
of
wizard.
magic items.
Guys, that's
I
only
remember-
Red Dragon.
Yeah, I remember she was a wizard. But I couldn't remember what our reward was going to be. Brielle doesn't even care.
It was intentionally vague because I was pretty sure I knew where this would eventually end. Not with the punch in the face, mind you, but in general.
She looks at Aridel and she says, if you want it, you can have it. I want nothing to do with it. And she continues to walk out of there.
Brielle, I can at least send you home if you would like. I can send you back to Baldur's Gate.
I'm not leaving.
Then she won't disturb you any further.
Sorry, I threw everything for a loop. I've been waiting to punch her in the face for a while now.
Aerodel is just gonna stare Syndra right in the face and say, I can talk to trees and animals now.
Oh, my young one, we have not met, but if you were a part of this great deed, the reward I promised the others is yours as well.
I think I'm gonna go live with the dinosaurs now.
Okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, me too. And I guess Aerodel will kind of go up to Brielle and say, where you going?
I don't know yet.
Can I follow you?
You can follow me if you want. I still have to find my parents.
Oh, I can help. Maybe I've been in the jungle for a long time.
I feel a strong connection to this place.
Okay, just as long as you don't like punch people in the face so much, and we don't have to deal with people
She
so much.
deserved it.
Okay, I accepted that you're upset and you took out your aggression. Can we just go where the trees are now?
Yeah, let's go.
I don't like buildings. The last time I went into a room, I almost passed out. I don't like enclosed spaces.
The city's not bad. I've lived in the city a lot, but I've also lived in the wilderness a lot.
Aerodel like holds back a vomit in her mouth. I want to go back outside.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Brielle and Aerodale leave the palace. Iku will tell them, my friends, if you choose to stay here, I hope we see each other again. And at this point, Dragonbait has wandered off into the crowds, just walking away from you.
Yeah. He's going to look for his buddy now, I'm sure.
Probably. And I think that's it. That is Tomb of Annihilation. Why don't you take us out, Sam?
Oh, yeah, that's my job. Hey, that's all for forever. Thanks for listening. If you want to get to know us better, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Monday Night TPK. You can also find Monday Night TPK at Above the Table Games on YouTube. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. Thanks for listening, and we'll always save a seat at the table just for you. And be on the lookout. New adventures coming soon.
Hey folks, this is Kyle. Thanks again for joining us on our journey as we went through the Tomb of Annihilation. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as we did. In the near future, you can watch this space and watch our podcast for a second season, which we should begin recording very, very soon. So even though this is the end of one journey, it is not the end of all of our fun together. I hope you're enjoying things. And as always, have a great night.